Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about a fantastic panel that I was in at Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo that I attended. I wasn't on the panel. That I attended at Philadelphia Area Gaming Expo that happened in January of 2025, and it was with Stephen Chenault, and it had 3 employees of Troll Lord Games. So this is an excellent panel. I didn't know if it would be, and the reason why the title of the panel was 25 years of RPG publishing, which is really fascinating because you're like, well, 25 years and it's not much, right? The D&D is celebrating 50, like double yours, right? But so what got me in on this? And honestly, the other thing is Troll Lord Games, they make Castles and Crusades, right? Now, what is Castles and Crusades? It's an OSR game, and it's a copy game of Dungeons and Dragons. Not my favorite, okay? So, why did I like this panel? Well, it was Stephen Chenault really set the stakes, and he explained what they had done at Troll Lord Games. And so let me explain what he did at Troll Lord Games. So first of all, what Troll Lord Games was a tabletop role-playing game company that specifically was born out of the 3rd edition OGL, the Open Gaming License. Now, that was created by Dungeons and Dragons. It was created specifically by Ryan Dancy, and it really changed Dungeons and Dragons history forever. Basically, they came in and they said, hey, we're doing an open gaming license, and on 3rd edition, anybody who wants to can make Dungeons and Dragons content, official Dungeons and Dragons content, that is fully compatible with Dungeons and Dragons and can be sold with the title saying, hey, this is fully compatible with Dungeons and Dragons, actual Dungeons and Dragons. This isn't a copy game. This is fully compatible with Dungeons and Dragons. The OGL was a huge change, right? So basically, that pops off in the year 2000, okay? By 2004, the bubble had already burst. So there was only 4 years of growth, right? Now, why is that? Well, it was a glut. It was just a tsunami of content. There was so much content out that at the end, by 2004, they were literally giving it away for free, right? And honestly, I don't understand OGL content to this day, right? There's so much of it that you can get a ton of great games for nothing. And by the way, Castles and Crusades did exactly the same thing. Just as recently as the Plague years, I think it was in 2022, they were giving their PHP away for nothing, like literally free, right? So that's pretty wild, in my humble opinion. So, if you play D&D, they got like a knockdown version, right? It's only going to go to 5th level. This is their full PHP. They had to give it away for nothing. So, but this is the entire point. What blew me. There was one thing he said in this that absolutely blew me away. So he said, okay, listen, he's like, check this out, right? In 2004, the bubble burst, right? And right now, today, Troll Lord Games is only one of 4 games that is only one of 4 companies, right? That created content for Dungeons and Dragons for the 3rd edition OGL that is still alive and kicking and creating new content today that's still around 25 years later. So what are those 4 companies? Troll Lord Games, Necromancer Games, and there's one more. It's only just there were actually 2 more. Troll Lord Games, Necromancer Games, Goodman Games. Goodman Games was the other one. And there was one more. And actually, they forgot the name, and they're like, what was the other one? Right? So there's only 4 on the planet. And he said at least 150 companies who did the same thing Troll Lord Games had done are now gone, completely gone, scattered to the winds, right? So I was shocked, right? And I was in for everything they had to say, about what they did to make it and to survive, right? But I was stunned, by that, right? So these guys were real survivors, right? And I will tell you right now, man, you really need to think twice about making your bread and butter on tabletop role-playing games. They are the absolute worst business model on the planet, right? You give somebody a core rule book, they have everything they need. They don't need to hear another word from you for 10 years, right? It's a terrible, terrible, terrible business model in a world where business models are reaping huge profits, right? It's great on the side of the consumer. It is terrible on the side of creators, and it is extremely difficult. And if you listen to Stephen Chenault, you would realize that, in my humble opinion. Every single word you heard in this video is my humble opinion. The important part is nothing. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like, subscribing, and have a fetch millennium.